But now what you have to understand, when Jesus said, if you see about God created the man in his own image, okay?
Yeah.
We have similar statement in our Islamic sources. What does that mean? Doesn't mean God's a human being. Means we have a knowledge, God has a knowledge. Okay? We have a power, God has a power. We have a hand, God has a hand to whip of His Majesty. We know there's nothing look like God at all. God is the creator and we are the creation. That's why Islam, you need, hear me out. Just listen to me carefully, Badri. That's why you need, and everyone needs, the Christians, the Jewish, the Israelites, they need Quran and Islam to rectify and clarify and refute the doubt and the lies that has been attributed to God in the Old Testament and explain that which is unclear. From that, when God said, let us create human our own image, not mean God is like human being or is like us, he gets sick, tired. No, Allah mentioned in the Quran, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٌ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ. There's nothing like unto Allah, and Allah has a hearing and we have a hearing. But Allah's hearing, not like our hearing. Allah's hearing is perfect. Our hearing is deficient. Allah sees and we see. Allah the way He sees is perfect and we are imperfect. Allah has a knowledge, we have a knowledge. So it's the same, but not the same in everything. Allah's knowledge is perfect, our knowledge is imperfect. The other thing I want to mention to you, that I remember that one, what I said to you, bro. The Old Testament, you cannot trust it. So if you say God came to Abraham, I said no, the Quran is the criteria over the Bible. Why? Because the Old Testament cannot be trusted. And can I prove that to you? The Old Testament teach you that God was scared from His people. That doesn't make any sense to any human being, because God is not scared of anything and of anyone. If you go to Genesis, let me ask you how the language came about.
How the language
came about. Yeah, man.
Language that we speak
came
about.
Why we speak different languages?
Why we speak different languages?
Yes. Open Genesis 9:11.
No, let me tell you why we speak languages. God make us speak different languages so that we cannot understand each other, because remember, I think the king was building a big tower to reach to God.
In Genesis,
so God confused the people them. That's why the word Babylon.
So he was scared.
Mean confusion.
So he was scared.
So he make us start to speak different language.
Because he was scared.
Because we couldn't understand each other, we start separate and go to other places to live. That's why.
Watch this. Intellectually, that's what I said all the time, bro. I said, what distinguishes Islam from any religion or way of life? That Islam goes in line with the sound reasoning which the Creator has given to all of us. That's why Islam, that's why people naturally are inclined towards Islam. To go back to why we speak different languages. In Genesis it says that God looked upon the earth and He saw people speaking one language, and they start building tall buildings. And He said, humans speak one language and they start building tall buildings, so nothing can stop them. And right. This is the king. So God sent the angel to cause confusion in order for the people. Because this doesn't make any sense. You know why? Because that passage. I'll tell you why. No, to any human being with sound reason. Hear me out. I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to explain to you to understand.
Because when I say that, you're speaking about everybody else.
Hear me out.
I am hearing you.
Hear me out. Yeah. I'll tell you why it doesn't make sense. Because this teaching, it comes from the Sumerians. Sumerians believed that if you build tall buildings, you'll be able to reach God. We know now for a fact, regardless how tall your building, you will never be able to reach God. So God was scared from people, they're going to reach Him, but we know they cannot reach Him. So God was ignorant that He's so high, no one can reach Him. Hear me out, Badri. Hear me out.
It seems like the scriptures in the Bible, they don't believe it.
No. I believe
it's so correct.
No, you're digressing. You get emotional. And you're a Yardi man. Yardi man, no, emotional. Yes, man. Hear me out. I believe in the scripture when it says, when Moses said to the people, worship God alone. I accept that. Yes. I believe that Moses split the sea. I accept that. I believe that Allah favored the Israelites over other nations. I accept that at that time. That is in the Quran, by the way. However, there's certain things any human being will not accept it, because I'm not gonna worship God that was scared because people spoke one language. Compare this teaching in the Old Testament with our teaching in Islam. Prophet Muhammad mentioned, if all mankind,
Let me finish. God damaged the tower because he was scared. That's what he was saying.
That's what he said.
He
said, look what he said. He said he looked up on the earth and he saw people speaking one language.
Right.
Speaking what? One language. And he said, they start speaking one language. And they start building 2 buildings. Nothing can stop them. So what he did, he said, we know many things can stop them.
Genesis
9:11, I think 9:11 or 11:9.
Let's bust it.
Okay, yeah, check it out. Check it out. هذا جينجر. هذا خلينا نشربها الأول.
9?
Yeah, 9:11 or 11:9. If someone can check it, how we start speaking different languages. Is in Genesis, I'm sure. Yeah. So hear me out, yeah? So God is start speaking, they start speaking one language. Nothing can stop them. So he start confusing them because they're building 2 buildings. Look to the Islamic teaching. Prophet Muhammad said, if all mankind, everyone, and the demon, they have the most evil hearts, that will not scare Allah. Be whatever you like. You're not going to affect Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if all mankind, every human being, has the most, hear me out, we can read it, no. Yeah, before that, we're going to hear me out. Yeah, hear me out. Brother, read the whole Bible, no problem. Hear me out. Hear me out. Look what Allah's Prophet Muhammad said. If all mankind have the most pious, righteous heart, that will not benefit Allah. If it's in Islam, do you know why we speak different language? It's a miracle from Allah. Not because Allah was worried, people spoke one language, he confused them. So read it now.
I read it from 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of
No, read before that. No, read before that.
No, I read it in a context. You have
to read
the Bible in a context. You can't just read one scripture.
No.
You have to read the Bible in a context so that we can get the full understanding.
But this is the context here.
No, we can't get the full.
From the beginning.
No.
Read it from the beginning.
The beginning is the context. You know 10, that's why you come down.
Read from the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning, Badrun.
Bigger.
Bigger man.
Where it says, and the whole earth.
Yeah. And it came to pass.
No, and the whole earth was.
Oh, you want me to read up so?
Yeah, the chapter as well.
And the whole earth was of one language. The whole earth was one language. We agree on that. Yeah.
No, not to you, not to me.
No. Hold on. You don't agree that? You don't agree with that?
I don't accept this nonsense.
You don't accept it? No, let me accept. Since you don't accept this nonsense.
I don't accept that God was worried.
No, listen now. Since as you don't accept this nonsense.
So I should know nonsense, but I don't accept this.
No, something now. Since as you don't accept.
Can you read it?
No, never stop.
Come on, man, you're a good man.
Nonsense. I don't want to waste my time with you. See, since as you don't accept and you call this book nonsense.
Yeah.
You listen to this.
I'll take it back.
Listen to this.
I'll take it back.
You listen to this.
Bigger man, read it, bro. Read it, please. Read it, bro. You know me and you are cool, man.
All right. And the whole earth was of the language, one language, and of one language. And it came to pass as they journeyed from east that they found a place in the land of, what is the word, Sinir? And they dwell there, and they said one to another, go to let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly, and they had bricks for stone and slim, and they for mortar. And they said, go to let us build us a city. Now they're talking about the king. I think, remember the king Nimrod was trying to be like God. He's trying to be like God now, yeah? And a tower whose top may reach unto the heaven. Wow. So they might try to build a city because they don't want to reach to God, and God see that and he stop it.
But we know they cannot do that.
And let us. Eh?
We know, regardless how
they can't do it. They can't do it.
They cannot do it.
He just destroy it.
But God is good.
Just as your point.
You missed the point. The point here is, let me read it for you to understand. Yeah.
Go on. To read it.
Yeah.
Look, listen carefully. Look.
Yeah.
And they said to one
another.
Yeah, one another.
Go to let us make brick and burn them thoroughly.
Right.
And they had brick for stone.
Right.
And slime had they for mortar. And they said, go to let us build us a city and a tower,
right,
whose top may reach unto heaven,
right,
and let us make us a name lest we be scattered abroad
Yes.
upon the face of the whole earth.
Right.
And the Lord
And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built.
Right.
And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them.
So watch this. Cause
So basically, I was saying they
God,
have
go
one
worry.
language.
Brother.
So basically what God saying, they have one language.
And they start building tall buildings.
Tall building. So what God
And
saying?
he go worried.
So what I'm saying that if because them have long language, they will start to do other things.
No,
Basically,
miss the point. No, miss the point.
Basically, they will say,
Listen to this, yeah?
God have to separate.
Listen to this.
So God have to separate.
Brother, listen to this. If we speak one language,
Right.
would that harm God? If we speak one, all of us speak one language, would that doesn't harm
It
God?
would harm
So
God.
why God is worried that we speak one language? What was he worried about?
The Bible didn't say it was worried.
Listen,
The Bible didn't say it was
read,
worried.
listen, read.
Did it say the
Listen.
Bible say worried?
Watch this,
Yeah.
watch this. And the Lord said, behold,
Yeah.
the people is one,
Yeah,
and they
people
have
is
all one language.
One language.
And
yes.
this is they began to do.
Yes.
Now, nothing will be restrained from them.
Yeah, it didn't
which
say-
they have imagined to do.
Right.
Go to let us down, and they confound their language, and they might not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from the
face of all of the earth.
There's not the face one.
Yeah. What?
The fence upon the face of all the earth and the
Right.
city. Therefore is the name of it called Babu, yeah?
Yeah, Babel,
Because the Lord did there confront the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. These are the generation of Shem. So here, God, he saw people
So
speaking.
where in this scripture said God was scared?
Why?
God was scared.
Why confuse them?
It didn't say that it was
No
scared.
problem. Why confuse them?
It didn't say it was scared.
Why confuse
no,
them?
No. Why did God destroy Sodom and Gomorrah?
No.
Why did God destroy certain
Brother,
things?
look, listen carefully.
No,
Listen,
why did God destroy
understand me,
certain
look,
things?
understand me.
Is it because he's scared?
So I tell you,
All this scripture here
let me
read in
tell
the
you
Bible,
something.
it didn't say
Let me tell you
that
something.
the Most High
Let me
is
tell you
scared,
something.
brother.
Let me tell you something.
Go on.
Is speaking one language is sin? Is speaking one language a sin?
No,
Okay.
no,
So why God wants to destroy? Wait. Why God wants to confuse them because they're speaking one language?
Because they was doing something that was not right.
Which one? Which is?
They're building tall buildings.
We build tall buildings. No problem with that.
No.
There's no sin. There's no sin.
Up until day, Jesus Christ saying
Just no. Yes.
every building.
No.
Up until day, Jesus Christ he was saying every tall building, every brick that come on top of brick will come down.
No,
And correct me if you're wrong. Isn't your prophet peace brought him say the same thing?
No, before I
Yes, he did.
Let me listen.
Yes, he did.
Let me finish.
God has said the
Let me
one-
speak.
God
Let me
has said the
speak.
same thing.
Let me speak to understand.
And Christ has said the same thing.
Let me speak.
And now your prophet peace prophet has said the same
Okay.
thing.
For you to understand each other.
Every tall building that with them build shall come down.
No, for you to understand each other.
So this scripture show you don't know.
No.
God don't like tall buildings.
for you to
because guess what? God make man to walk on earth. He never make us live in the side of
No
here.
problem.
We not bird.
We understand each other. Listen, to understand each other. When they start speaking one language,
Right.
and they start building tall buildings, God said nothing can stop them.
Show me the scripture what it said.
Here.
Behold, that's a image.
And the Lord said, behold, the people is one,
Yeah, they're
and they
one.
have all one language.
Yeah, one language.
And this they began to do.
Yes.
Now, nothing will be restrained from them.
That simple means
No,
say,
wait.
nothing can stop them now. They will always, they're gonna build a lot of tall buildings. Nothing cannot stop them.
No,
now.
that's you made up.
No,
you made it up.
no.
Okay, wait.
Look in the world today.
Okay, wait.
Tall buildings, so God separate them by
Okay.
by make them start to get confused.
Okay, no problem.
So they don't understand each other.
Okay.
And when they realize that they don't understand each other, them start to separate it and go.
No, you know,
different
I'll tell you why.
places, different places to live.
I'll tell you-
No.
You're not gonna
but
speak,
then,
this is good.
No, make a listen.
Brother,
No,
you have to let me-
make a talk.
Okay,
No,
fine.
back then, there wasn't a lot of tall buildings. No, there's a lot of tall buildings building now.
But hang on.
You know
We
why?
speak wait.
This world,
We
because
speak
this
different
world
language.
that we live
No. Speaking different language
Yeah.
doesn't not stop us to build tall buildings. So God doesn't make any. So it doesn't make any sense for God to cause confusion speaking different language.
If you would up on a building site and me up on a building site, and both of us,
Hear me out.
and both of us,
You're not gonna
the
listen now. You're
building.
gonna listen.
Yeah?
Brother, this teaching it got
What?
the Sumerians. Do you know Sumerians?
You know what?
Sumerians, if you go back to Iraq, the Sumerians, they used to believe if you build tall buildings, you can reach God. And we know, regardless of how tall your building is, you will never be able to reach God. You have to let me finish. You have to let me finish. Yeah, please. Regardless of how much you build tall buildings, you will never be able to reach God. So the scribe who wrote this passage, you can see his ignorance that the sky is so high, regardless how much we build tall buildings. So that's not from God, no way. God, some people speak in one language. He said, you know what, they speak in one language. Tall buildings, nothing can stop them. What do you mean? Doesn't matter. Hear me out, let me finish. Hear me out. He said, nothing can stop them. Regardless what people would do, that will never worry Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you talk about the people of Lut, because they were doing a crime against God. You understand? Not because God is like, they speak in one language, doing beautiful buildings. No, you have to understand this passage. This passage, it goes back to the pagan teaching.
You know what? I'm going to say something to you. You see, when you read this Bible, you agree on some things, but some things you don't agree on. You see, when me read the Quran, me agree on some things and some things me don't agree on.
Like what?
So you see the confusion there.
There's no confusion because Quran is a criteria. You cannot trust this book.
I'm going to tell you what.
You cannot trust it.
You can't trust this.
You cannot trust it.
You cannot trust it.
Okay, what is the earliest Old Testament?
No, I believe I could have trusted it. You say you can't trust this.
Do you know why you can't
trust it?
No,
I can't trust it.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why.
You know
okay.
No. You want
let me explain to you.
Me about my book. You want to dig me about
no.
We can dig you about your book.
No problem. You can do that. No problem.
No, I don't want to do that.
No, listen to that.
Listen to that.
You don't want to do that. You see a smart person. You understand? What I said to you, bro? What I said, you know the Bible that you have, yes? You have Old Testament, okay? What language Moses spoke?
But that was Hebrew. He was a Hebrew Israelite.
Okay, he was
asked me that before.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. That Hebrew Israelite was under the Egyptian for 400 years.
Yes.
Okay, for 400 years.
Yes.
So he could be speaking Egyptian as well. Yes, to understand each other. Yes. The point here.
It could be because we never do. But we don't want to talk about.
Okay.
We don't
the language that Moses.
It could be.
Hear me out.
Been there for a very long time.
The language that Moses spoke, we don't have it.
Right.
We don't have the language. Okay. That's the first thing. Second thing, the earliest manuscript for the Torah, the 5 books that we have, is there's 1,000 years gap between Moses and the writer. Do you know the scribes who wrote the earliest manuscript that is 1,000 years between Moses and the writer? Do you know his name?
No, I don't know him name.
Can you trust him? Can you trust him if you don't know him?
If I can trust him if I don't know him.
Yeah.
No, I can't trust him because I don't know him.
So why you trusting a book that was written by someone you don't know?
What?
So why you trusting a book that was written by someone you don't know?
Because when you read this book, yeah, we always trust this book. So when you read this book, no, I'm sure.
Now it's got emotional.
Let me tell you something. It's when I read this book, I'm looking at this book, I can see me.
You can see what?
I can see me. I can see my.
But in the mirror you can see yourself as well.
I can see me.
So you're gonna believe in the mirror?
I can see my people. Now, when you read the Quran, maybe you can see your people in it.
No, I can see my people here as well.
That's the reason
I can see myself here too.
That's the reason why I trust this book because I can see.
That's not a valid reason. Come on, man.
No, because I can see me in the book.
You don't trust the scribe.
You don't trust the translator. You don't know him. So how can you trust the one who wrote it?
Because everything inside of it is truth. Because when you see everything, all the prophecy and everything what's going on in the world right now and what happened to my people back then, it was all written.
No,
it was all written.
I'll show you it's not true.
It was all it is true. It is true.
I'll show you. I'll show you from inside. Show you from inside. That's God regret. That's God regret.
Does God regret? Yes, he regret.
What is regret? Explain to us what is regret.
He regret made man.
No, I'm asking what is regret? What is regret?
He regret made man.
What is regret? What is regret? Define regret.
Why regret?
Yeah.
Meaning that you do something and you regret from doing it. Because you upset from doing it. It's like you
because it was a mistake.
You didn't want to do it.
Because it was a mistake.
So
because it was a mistake.
Because it was a mistake. Because he regret do it.
Yeah, you got. So God make mistakes.
We can say
what?
It was a regret because we started to sin against him. We started to sin against him and started
not because of that. No.
Yes.
Not because of that.
That's the reason why
I tell you what.
No.
In Samuel, I tell you what.
If mankind was doing the right thing.
Yeah, greatly regretful choosing Saul as the king.
Was doing the right thing. Yeah. Batimanism and Saddamitism and all those stuff
Yeah.
in Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand?
Yeah.
God would send the flood, the kill off the whole away, and start a new creation. Yeah, so basically when we say him regret made man because man got do all these things. You see me I say. So basically
So he didn't know they're gonna do that?
So
Did he know they're gonna do that?
eh?
Did he not know they're gonna do that?
But you know, so we have an enemy, which is the devil.
No, ask about
No,
no, bigger man.
No,
Ask him. Digressing. Yeah, look,
God knows
we are after you something.
God knows everything.
Let's stop something. Let's stop.
Yeah?
Remember, we're gonna stand before the Creator, the Most High. This no, stop. We're doing here. Maybe sometimes we joke, yeah. But it's a serious matter, you know.
No, it's
a
like
matter.
you say a joke.
No. Listen carefully. You know, it's no problem. Make a joke here and there, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's a serious matter. You're gonna stand before the Creator. The truth is one. You know, Creator is not the author of confusion, brethren. You understand? Let's go back to the main point. When you regret something, give you example. One second. Imagine I said to my brother Muhammad, take care of my phone. I come back, he took my phone. I said, I greatly regret for letting my phone with Muhammad. Why? Because I'm deficient in my knowledge. I didn't know he was going to take it. So when regret, it goes back to deficiency of knowledge. So when God in the Bible said, God greatly regrets for choosing Saul as a king. Who chose him? Is God. So God regrets his own action.
And why God?
Let me finish. No, I'll tell you what. Let me finish.
You know what?
Let me finish. You have to be honest.
Let me be humble.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
When you talk, you talk a lot.
But you talk a lot too.
No, I just see your brother say.
It's harder for you to talk a lot.
You see your brother say.
No, but I want to finish and you speak.
Let him talk. But guess what happened? Guess what? I will make you talk. I'm not going to say nothing. I will listen to what you say.
You cannot make me talk. You can allow me. Don't know how to interrupt you, but I can talk by myself.
No, guess you can't talk by yourself. But guess what? I can't start talk. I can't talk.
That's what I'm saying. You can interrupt me. Yeah, you can interrupt me. Yeah.
I can't tell you about your Quran and I can't show you
no
mistake.
problem, we're going to go to the Quran.
I can't show you
we're going to go to the Quran.
In your
so
Quran,
in the Bible,
but if we show you mistake,
there's no mistake in the Quran.
You're gonna,
there's no mistake.
All right, you are.
Before,
in this book, no, I'm going there. In this book,
let me finish. I'm finished. About regret.
In
this book,
in this book,
you have to let me finish. You know, let me finish.
Everything.
You want to digress about God regretting. In the Bible said God greatly regrets for choosing Saul as a king. So God regrets his own action that shows you his deficient in his knowledge. But Allah told us he knows everything all the times. Allah mentioned the Quran, وَلَا يَخَافُ عُقْبَاهَا. Allah does not fear the outcome of something because Allah knows the outcome of everything.